It is so important for you to understand that running away from a toxic situation with a covert or an overt narcissist is not weakness. Running away, going no contact, even hiding away from toxic people so that you can avoid confrontations with them is not weakness. In most cases, it is the smartest thing that you can do for self-preservation of your purpose and to maintain your own sanity. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, we've got to stop buying this idea that running away from toxic people and not fighting them, which is what they want us to do, is some form of weakness, when in actuality, it is not. It's a strength of your character. It's a test of the true you. It's maintaining your sanity and your purpose in this life. And if there's anything that history shows us, it's that some of the greatest, most powerful people ever written about in history ran from toxic situations with overt or covert narcissists who were out to destroy them. I could think of one off the top of my head, the most famous king ever written about, King David in the Ancient Testament, right? For those of you who know the story of David, David took out Goliath. What a monumental thing. Goliath was a giant that the armies of King Saul were all afraid of. And David faced his giants. And this becomes a token thing for all of us, right? Facing our giants in life, facing the Goliath in our life. This is important. Keep this in the back of your mind throughout this message because this is going to become important later on. David was able to face Goliath the giant and bring the giant's head back to King Saul. Now watch this. King Saul at the time then turned in a moment of narcissistic, jealous rage. He turned on David, the very young man who served him and took out the giant for him. Yet Saul was filled with hatred towards him and started throwing spears at him, much like the narcissists in your life and in my life start throwing spears at us, verbal spears, angry darts of hatred. What did David do in this situation? He up and he ran. Not only did he run and go no contact, but he hid, and he hid for many years. Possibly 10 to 13 years, David was on the run from King Saul. Why did David run? Was it weakness? No. David took out Goliath for Saul. I guarantee you that if David and Saul were put in an arena to fight, young David would have sunk a rock 6 inches into Saul's head before Saul could even lift his spear in a fair fight. It had nothing to do with weakness of skill or of fighting. It had nothing to do with weakness, period. So why did David run in that situation? The same reason that you and I ran from the toxic narcissistic abuse. It's because the battle doesn't make sense. It's because the battle is faced to us, coming from us, from people who we love, who we care for, and who we serve. And what we're dealing with is the immediate blow of betrayal, not an enemy that we're mentally prepared to go and fight. It's not the giant that we are going to face in order to get our purpose in life. King Saul wasn't David's Goliath. Goliath was David's Goliath, if you know what I mean. This is why it's important to remember that. Goliath represented the giant that David had to face in order to fulfill his destiny. King Saul was somebody who was supposed to be on his side. You and I, we have Goliaths in our life. We have challenges that we are to face in this life, which we show up, we face the challenge, we accomplish it in order to meet our purpose in life. These things, these giants, have nothing to do with the narcissistic abuse. We have to stop looking at the narcissists as being the giants in our life. They're not. So point number one is that you're running because the battle doesn't make sense. You're accepting the blow of betrayal, and you're not looking at the narcissist as enemies. Not yet. Even though they are your enemies, you weren't prepared for them to be your enemy. Okay? So it's an unfair battle. It's a battle that doesn't make sense at all. Okay? Number two, understand then that the narcissist is not your Goliath. It's not your giant. David's purpose in life was fulfilled when he took out Goliath and was then to become the king. Goliath was the challenge that he had to accomplish to do that. You have challenges in life that you need to accomplish. So do I. You have Goliaths in your life. So do I. One of my Goliaths is making content here on a daily basis to serve you. It's challenging. It's difficult, but there's a reward for the accomplishment. There's a reward as I get to help you out. There's a reward as I get to see healing take place in your life and in mine. This is what happens when you face giants in your life. There's a reward. Narcissists are not the giants. Narcissists are not the Goliaths, because narcissists offer no reward when you accomplish fighting with them. And David understood that. There's no reward. So we have to stop looking at the narcissists and toxic relationships as giants in your life that you need to face. They're not. Instead, what they are is they are stumbling blocks. They are hurdles. Narcissists stand between you and receiving your reward for facing the real giants in your life, for becoming who you're called to be. Narcissists, like King Saul, are the ones who try to step in the middle of the gap to slow you down. That's all narcissists are. Do you hear me? Somebody needs to hear this right now. The narcissist in your life is not your challenge. Stop making the narcissist your challenge. Well, I've got to beat them. I got to prove to them that I'm loving. I got to prove to them that I'm strong. No. All it is slowing you down in life. All that toxic person, whether it's a family member, a friend, a coworker, a spouse, all that toxic person is doing is tripping you up. They're just getting in your way. And as soon as you realize that toxic people and narcissists only serve in this life to try to get in your way, the sooner you will be able to push them to the side and go forward to receive the rewards for taking on the true giants and the true Goliaths in your life, the challenges that you must accomplish to become who you're called to be. That's what you need to focus on. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below in the description box, you can schedule your one-on-one time with me. We could do a telephone appointment, a FaceTime appointment, or you could request a sponsored video that speaks into your situation. Also down below, you can find links to Royal We Apparel, where you can pick up Royal We merchandise to support your favorite channel. And also you'll find links to Royal We Live Chat, the Monday night platform where we come together. You can ask questions, you can call in for free, and be a part of the live community. Saturday morning is Royal We Fellowship at 9 a.m., where we study the ancient text of the Bible as it pertains to understanding this toxic world of narcissism. You can find links to all this and more down below in the description box. So head on down there right now, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We.